Hi guys, welcome to Ripple Wyckoff Weekly. I've changed the sessions to Monday to Friday instead of everything on the weekend, and we're looking at the Ripple weekly candlestick chart. Over the past 3 weeks, it's been staying below the upward trend that's been established since end of March to mid-May basically. And then just yesterday, the geopolitical event broke out, and we can see like larger drop in price. Not that it's not crazily abnormal, and we can take a look immediately what happened. So here we're seeing the daily chart. Yesterday it's pretty long candlestick. However, I shared in previous sessions that it's kind of expected that the short-term playground zone would be the area that people are going to trade. So the price swinging between the center line around $2.4 for Ripple down to at around $2 4 cents or 5 cents is pretty normal. So this kind of swinging up and down it's expected. So it's just normal activity that people trade on news or whatever. It's not something really like from macro perspective changing it very drastically. However, be cautious that even though it seems like the price or the downward slope is flattening, I can take away this upward trend now. You've got smart eyes and you probably already noticed this head and shoulder situation. Not that it's not always the case that the price would go like crazily down, but given all the uncertainties around the world, it's just not optimistic, I would say. In terms of Wyckoff, after the upthrust and then like another test, basically it's I would say LPSY here, but if you have been following my sessions, I see all these as tests. If they're in sufficient demand, then obviously the price will go further down. So the last LPSY, the last two are pretty flat. Basically, it tried, but it seems there's insufficient demand pushing the price further up, and like unlike Bitcoin that created a new all-time high with an upthrust after distribution, Ripple just doesn't have that. Pretty much like Ethereum, just that it's better than Ethereum in the sense that it doesn't seem to have fallen into the accumulation zone, at least not as low as like 2022 to 2024. However, this is not over yet, so it all depends on how long the price can stay above this purple line. This is a support line extended from the automatic response after the buying climax, and if this line doesn't hold, the price can drop as low as this blue line level. This blue line is extended from the preliminary supply level that's around $1.40. You can see where I further extended to the buying climax back in 2021. So interesting levels, but explainable because a lot of people traded by referencing a high point back in 2021, and then obviously there were some selling over here at this point at $1.60 because that's where the upthrust was. If I change it to a line chart, it's probably easier to see the level of this blue line. So basically I'm talking about here. So that's why in the candlestick chart we see this like this wick over here, and then like it opens back over here. So there was some change of hands. Obviously, some people maybe they got scared and then they sell at that point because they think the peak of this cycle would be more or less the same as 2021. So let's take profit over there. But then like people push price up further because the environment kind of become more friendly in the US to crypto. And for Ripple itself, it got rid of massive lawsuit, and then like all things sounds positive for Ripple, especially like there are recent news about more adoption going on for Ripple. So that's why the price has been staying higher and longer compared to Ethereum. Let's put it this way. So last words, be cautious, because like basically I would say for all the events going on in the world now, nobody has 100% confidence to tell you what's going to happen next. If somebody is still telling you, you know, the price is absolutely going to go up or price absolutely going to go to zero, don't trust it completely, because nobody as civilians have intel about things that we don't have access to, right? So nobody is 100% certain. So trade safe. Hope you can survive this turbulence and then take some profit home.